This is what your mother is now.
The fact that the Strigoi have this virus, you almost believe that this could happen. Essentially, it's something that, you know, a human mutation your mind could stretch to.
When you're turned, at first, you almost become like an animal, completely a slave, victim to the worms that are wiggling around inside of you, and you basically act like a remote-controlled toy with the master, and your main purpose is to go out and infect as many other ones as you possibly can.
They're not pure monsters. They're related to us. And there's different levels of consciousness and awareness, and some are sort of mindless drones, and some have some agency.
If you get infected by an average vampire, you become an average vampire, and you lose your individuality, and you follow what you're told.
Augustine Elizalde, you failed.
That he can mentally control everything that's going on, and he can see and hear and all. It's pretty scary that he has that much power.
Taking someone's soul is not enough for you.
Even in nature, there's this extraordinary subcutaneous kind of power, this instinct, this connection. So the fact that all the Strigoi are somehow psychically connected to the Master's command makes a certain more sense. If you think about the way nature operates, it's by no means as outlandish as it seems.
He's like a queen bee, I suppose, and he can see through all of their eyes, so they're his spies.
It's like a hive-like mentality. We are his eyes, his ears. He can see through all of us and experiences everything as we experience it. So we are there to do his bidding.
You have this kind of hierarchy, like a pyramid figure, starting from the top, the master, to like these minions who are just the line of defense. They don't have much personality. These vampires are just there to attack and hunt, but they're at the mercy of the master.
All right! Our Lord is going to give you back the power of your own thought, your own voice. You have been chosen.
The sentient Strigois are the vampires that the master decides to allow to keep a little bit of their humanity. And there's different grades of that.
And they're given their memories. They're given the ability to think independently much more than the other vampires, to use reason and intelligence.
It's like his government cabinet who he gives special powers to.
There are a number of vampires that have been elevated to a level of sentience. The ones that we've seen so far, most notably is Eichhorst, who is the master's right-hand guy.
Eichhorst keeps his human characteristics, but he's empowered by these superpowers the master gives him. I think Eichhorst is the perfect commander of an invasion whose order or idea is to overthrow humanity and to install a new order with new creatures. And he's also the perfect combination of human and vampire.
It has begun.
Kelly has been granted special abilities. Initially, it seemed very singular, the things that she was capable of, but there's more humanity left to Kelly than I thought. It felt like any of her emotions she was left with had transformed, like love had turned to need, and desire had turned to longing and yearning and, feeling that void. Memories that she's able to draw upon, and the things that Eichhorst teaches her remind her of her former self and times with her son.
This is the mother Odizak cries for in the night.
I'm really not sure what the master has in store, but whether Kelly is a pawn or not is not really a concern of hers. She's just hell-bound to find Zach.
Zach!
So he gives her some extra abilities, but also he grants her the gifts of the feelers, her new family.
It's such a creepy, scary concept, these blind kids that were turned into vampires, and because they were blind, they have this amazing developed sense of smell and touch.
Once you turn them into vampires, they have extraordinary muscle power.
Nice.
And they have extraordinary perception.
Find
my son.
They become Kelly's bloodhounds, and through the course of the season, Kelly uses the feelers to track down Zach. The Master knows not only will they find Zach, but if they find Zach, they're going to find the entire band of guys that are sort of fighting in opposition to the Master.
Zach.
He can see me through you, can't he?
Yes, he can.
Bolivar, our former degenerate rock and roller, is given sentience and is made another sort of aide-de-camp to the Master.
Bolivar survived the turning process, and he's growing to be quite a capable vampire, and I guess the Master knew that, and so he's being groomed for something special.
At the end of season 1, when Setrakian forces the Master outside, okay, he survives, but he's severely damaged. So he has to transmogrify into someone else, and the Master chooses Bolivar.
The Master can use the sort of essence of himself, which are these worms, to sort of move from body to body. He's now fully recovered from his encounter at the end of season 1, and possibly is even stronger and more formidable in this new shell.
Master.
The humans have now become the gazelle, and the vampires have become the lion.
So the Master has complete control over these masses of vampires by telepathy and centralized will control.
The universe is his oyster, and he wants to be the pearl.
Welcome to the new world.